Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Life Upside Down. And today's episode is going to be about something which is going on in my head for a while now, and which is, I feel, something that everyone can relate to right now and is going through the similar thing. So, it's related to the pandemic and life, and it's about how the pandemic has affected our lives and how, quite literally, we are going through hell. And I'm also going to talk about the things that I realized and I have learned in past 8 months. So yeah, today I'm going to talk about how the pandemic affected my life and what are the things that I realized during this and still am realizing. And I feel this is something that we are all going through together, and this is something that nobody has really ever been through, like in our generation or even in the older generations. Most of us are going through this or a similar situation for the very first time in our lives, and believe it or not, it has been the worst year for a lot of us. So I know that how this episode can help a lot of us and how this episode will be relatable to a lot of you. So let's just jump right in and let's start off by understanding what actually did really happen. Like, what was the life before the pandemic? And for this, I want you all to just shut your eyes, maybe, or just in your head, rewind 8 months and imagine what your life was in maybe January or February or whenever your country or your region was not hit by the virus. So, what was your normal life? How was your normal life? What were you doing in those days? And how were you living your life? And if you were living your life to the fullest and if you were not missing on anything, you have done it and you're doing amazing. And I think you should keep doing whatever you're doing. And you probably don't even need my advice or help in the situation. But if you were not living your life to the fullest, you were not giving your 100%, and you were frustrated in your life, you were annoyed, if you were feeling that I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this job, if your Mondays were tiring, if you were tired of the life that you were living, if you were feeling exhausted, and if you were feeling that it's all draining everything out of you and your work didn't help you, your work didn't make you feel better about yourself, if your life was not as great as it seemed on social media, if in reality you felt a bit misplaced, or if in reality you felt a bit lost, then maybe you were doing something wrong, or maybe you were not able to figure out that how are you actually supposed to be living your life. And when I'm saying that, rewind yourself and imagine or look at what you were doing 8 or 9 months ago, you will realize that there were a lot of things that you were taking for granted in those times. Like, you were taking a lot of little things for granted. You were not thinking about them. You were not appreciating them enough. You were just living them for the sake of it. And you were not completely enjoying those good moments as well. So you're already frustrated with your life. You're not happy with your job or maybe your life or something else. And the only things that are making you genuinely happy, you're not even giving your 100% attention to those things as well, because you're too consumed with your life. You're too overwhelmed with all the things that are going around you that you don't care about what are the important things. What am I really missing? And that's where the problem is. That's where you need to focus on. And by that, you truly need to understand that what are the things that are truly important, because only those things are the ones that really need your undivided attention, and those are the things that you should never take for granted. And I feel in this pandemic or in this lockdown, staying at home and missing on all the amazing things that I could be doing outside, or meeting a lot of my friends and people that I really care about, I realized that I was maybe misplacing my belief into thinking that this is important, but those were not even the things that were truly important for me. For example, if you're frustrated with your work life, when you're in lockdown, when you're sitting at home, you will not be missing really your work life, but you will rather be missing the other things that were important in your life. And when this pandemic was not there, when this coronavirus was not there, and you were doing everything normally, if you rewind yourself and if you think about it, you will realize that since you were so frustrated with your work, you never looked at any other thing with the full attention. You were always in that frustration, you were always in that zone wherein you were feeling like that I don't like this, I don't like my job, and tomorrow is Monday again, and I have to go back to work again, and I have to sleep on time because I have to wake up on time, and n number of things that keep you busy and frustrated and overwhelmed. So basically, because you're too scared of the Monday, you're not even enjoying your Sunday, and that's sad because Sundays are important, and I don't really mean it literally though. I mean it metaphorically. Do understand that weekends are important, Sundays are important. Why are those days important? Because they let you do things that truly make you happy. Because those are the days that you do stuff that you care about, that you don't have to do things because you have to. You don't have to do anything on those days because you're supposed to be doing that. Those are your own days. So when I say that you're missing out on your Sunday because you're too scared to get back with the grind and you're too scared to do it all over again every week, you're missing out on all those little moments that you're getting in the middle of it or during the week because you're just so frustrated with your life, and that shouldn't be the case. So in this episode, I want to focus on that we all should not just look at life through a negative or a frustrated point of view, but we all should try and learn from it. We all should try and accept the fact that yes, we were living a different life back in the day, but now we have time to change it, and now we have time to actually come back with a bang. We actually have the time to remold our lives and rebuild it again, and we can change the way we were living our lives. We can make 100% out of every little moment that we get, and we don't have to lose even a single second of our life wasting it frustratedly. We can make the best out of it. So now let's talk about what did I learn from the pandemic and how did it affect me. I want to talk about three things, and the first thing is that I have seen so many articles or so many videos also lately, and they all talk about the definition of success, and I feel like it is so important for all of us to understand what success really means. Success is not really becoming a millionaire or a billionaire. It is not earning a particular amount of money. It is not about your bank balance. It is not about how many countries you've traveled. It is not about your standard or your level in the society. You have to change your definition of success, and for every one of you, the definition of success is different. And if I talk about it generally, success is what makes you happy. You have to figure out what is that thing that makes you happy. You have to figure out that how do you wake up each day in the morning and feel content? How do you actually start looking up towards every single day? How do you not feel sad about the Monday but feel excited about it? And that is success. And that will be different for every one of us. Maybe something makes me happy which will not make the other one happy. So my success is always going to be different than your success. And that is one thing that I learned during this pandemic. And this is something that I always have believed in. And I'm glad that now I can talk about it and convey this message to all of you. And we all genuinely need to change our definition of success. We all need to understand that success is what makes you happy. Success is how you deal with your Mondays and how you wake up in the morning and look up to every day, and how you don't feel sad about waking up and feel excited about it, how it makes you feel content with your life. That is success, my friend, and not the other way around. Yeah, and the second thing that I've learned is how can we make it better? how do I change that sad life that I had before this pandemic happened? How do I rebuild my life? How do I change what I was living? And how do I take charge of my life? Because it's my life. Nobody else is going to tell me how to deal with it. Nobody else can tell me how to deal with it. I have to figure out what I want to do with my life, how I want to live with my life, and I have to start doing things and start investing in things that will define who I am, that will change my life. And only I can do that, and only I should do that. And the big thing is that you are not supposed to be living your life for anybody else. You're supposed to be living your life for your own self. You have to understand that life is a one time thing and it's probably not going to happen again. And most of us don't get a lot of chances in our lives. We get a very few chances and we have to take them as we get them. We have to grab all the opportunities and say yes to all the opportunities. Be excited about all the good things that are happening in your life. And rather than just sulking in yourself and thinking that, oh no, I have to wake up again at 5 a.m. in the morning and I have to do that again. If you don't like it, don't do it. And I do understand that a lot of people have responsibilities and a lot of people have certain reasons for why they're doing certain things. But at the end of the day, you're only answering yourself. At the end of the day, you're living with yourself. You are the only person who's going to stick around you forever. So the only person you actually have to make happy is you. And you have to figure out what makes you happy. You have to start taking charge of your own life. You can't blame the situations forever. And if you don't make the 100% out of every single day, you're just missing out on life. And we all have been missing out on life for so long now. And I feel one thing that we all should learn from this pandemic is that maybe the way we were living our lives was not a pure success. Maybe the way we were living our lives was something that needs our attention and something that we can improve on. And that's not something to be afraid of. And we should be more accepting of the change that is coming. And we should all remold our minds and be more excited about the stuff that is happening in our life, because the little things are the ones that matter. And I'm saying this again and again because in past 6 or 7 months when I've been indoors and not going out, I feel the most things that I was missing was the little things. I was missing meeting my friends. I was missing taking long walks on the road, or I was missing sitting across a beach and just seeing the sunset, seeing the waves crashing. I was missing going out in a park, just sitting there not doing anything. And I was missing the things that I never truly appreciated enough. And those were the things that I always took for granted. I never understood that these things are the ones that are making me happy and these things are important. I never really understood that. I never really did much about it. I was always into that zone where I was investing more towards concrete things, and I never thought that these are the concrete things. These are equally important than the rest of the things, and these are the things that make me happy, and these are the things that are completing my life. And now that I started missing them, I realized that I have to start appreciating them more. And now when the lockdown has kind of lifted and we're all starting to get back into our lives and we're all going out a little bit and we're all trying to take control of our lives again, I feel whenever I go out personally, I always try and make the best out of it. I always enjoy it and I always appreciate it, because I know that this can be taken away from me. I know it's not permanent. I know that everything is fragile. I know that it is not something that I can take for granted, because this was taken away from me a few months back, and I always want to remember that feeling because I don't want to take it for granted ever again. I don't want to miss my life. I don't want to keep missing the important things in my life, and I don't want to invest all the time into doing so-called concrete things, because a lot of time those are the things that I don't even care about. And I want to talk about and care about the things that are the little things that are making me happy. And I want to appreciate them. And coming back to how can we make our lives better, first understand that your life can only be better if you realize that what are the things that are important, what are the things that you're living your life for. And not everybody is living their lives for the weekends, not everybody is living their life for partying, not everybody is living their life for going on a particular vacation. So a lot of people think that okay, once a year I'm going on a vacation, every year I go for a 2 week vacation, and that's just it, and that's how I am, filling up my happiness jar. But that's not really true, because that might give you happiness. I'm not saying that vacations do not give you happiness, because for me, I love vacations and I love traveling, so they definitely give me happiness. But I also love a lot of other things that are smaller and that are easier to achieve, and I don't look at them the way I look at the vacation. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that you have to start appreciating the little things as well as the big thing. You have to start understanding that the little things are as important as the big ones. So you have to understand and appreciate that long walk in the park that you used to take, that you weren't getting when you were in the lockdown. So you have to remember that somebody snatched all of this right under your nose and you could not do anything about it, and you felt helpless. Like, at least I did, and I felt like that I'm supposed to be in charge of my life, and we all were asking for a break. We all was craving for a break. We all were saying that we need a break from this life, and I don't want to go to work, and I want to sit at my home and all of that. And suddenly we got that break, and not a lot of people were happy. A lot of people were sad about it. We were not able to truly appreciate it, and that was because we didn't decide to take that break. It was forced upon us, and somebody just threw it on our face, and we couldn't do anything about it. We didn't decide that we want to take that break. And that's what the sad part is, because we want to be in control of our lives. We want to be in charge of our lives. And if we want to do that, we also need to start appreciating the things that happen around us. And that's the only way we'll be truly living our life to the 100%. So that's how we can make our lives better, if we understand the important things and start appreciating them. And the third thing that I have learned over the past few years and over time is that gratitude is very, very important. If you're not grateful for all you have, you can never be happy. And you might get everything that you want, but if you're not grateful and if you don't show gratitude, if you don't thank, if you're not thankful, if you're not grateful, you will never be completely happy. You will never be able to appreciate the things. And you have to be grateful. You have to understand that these little things are sacred. These little things can be taken away. These are fragile things, and you have to make it worth. You have to make your life worth it. You have to make the best out of your life, and you have to take charge of your life. So you have to start being grateful for all those moments that you never completely appreciated, for all those things that you took for granted. And by that, I also mean your loved ones and the people you took for granted, the people you never appreciated or thanked enough. Go say thank you to them now. Go appreciate them. Understand that what they're doing for you is amazing, and understand that these people are important for you. So, like when the lockdown happened so suddenly, I couldn't help but think that I wasn't even appreciative enough towards my friends and towards the people that I really care about. I didn't show them that enough. I didn't tell them that I loved them, and I didn't hug them the last time I met them, and I was too busy in my own mess in my own life that I forgot to appreciate them. And I used to miss that so much. I was feeling like that I didn't even say goodbye properly before getting into this lockdown, and I couldn't even make the best out of what the last moments were with them before this thing happened, and I didn't know that when I'll be meeting them again. And as long as I remember, for 5 or 6 months I didn't meet so many people in my life, and that was really sad. And I couldn't help but always feel like that the next time I'm gonna meet them, I'm gonna make the best out of it, and I'm gonna talk to them, and I'm gonna tell them how important they are to me. And now when I meet all of them, I might not say it on their faces, but I know in my heart that I'm really grateful for them. I'm really happy for the fact that I'm getting to meet all my friends, and I'm really happy for the fact that I can share my life with them, because always I took this for granted that okay, I'm meeting them and it's not a big deal. I never appreciated that moment enough because I never realized that it could be taken away from me, and I never thought that these could be the moments after which I'll not get to see them for another 5 or 6 months. I never really realized that, and that's why I never appreciated them enough. But now that I have, and now that I know that any moment could be the one after which I might not see them for another 6 months, I always try and make the best out of it. I always try and be there present in the moment to the fullest. I don't think about other things that are happening in my life, and I give my 100% in that moment, and I be present. And that's very, very important. Be grateful, be present, and don't worry about all the other things that are happening in your life, because life will go on. Time will keep going on, and time is one constant that will not stop for anybody. And you can take it negatively or positively, that's up to you, but it will keep going on. So your problems will also be there. They will keep happening again and again. They will happen, they will not happen, you will solve them, and life goes on. But what matters the most is the little things and the people that you care about, because those are the things that make your life worth living, and those are the things that are important, and those are the things that we all were missing during the pandemic, and those are the things that we were robbed of, and those are the things that were taken away or snatched away from us, and we all were craving for. And not everybody was craving for that particular food item, but maybe that particular friend that you didn't get to hug for the last time. And those 6 months were tough for everybody, and a lot of people are still in lockdown, and a lot of people are still not getting to meet their friends and not getting to do so many other things that they love doing. And this is the time that we start realizing and appreciating enough whatever we have. So be grateful, be happy about the fact that you already have so much. You already have most of the things that make you happy. And yes, there might be certain goals that you want to achieve in your life, and they aren't going away. You can achieve them, and you will achieve them if you work hard enough for them. But along with them, there are so many other things that are equally important, and so many other things that you need to be grateful for, and you need to appreciate them enough. And only then you can make the best out of the life you've got, and only then you will truly be happy. So be happy and be grateful for the things that you're getting to live your life with, for everything that is putting a smile on your face. Be grateful for every moment that you get to share with your loved ones, because yes, these things are sacred, and yes, these things can be taken away, and they have been. So always remember that, and always appreciate whenever you get something, and whenever you're living a moment that is putting a smile on your face. Don't take it for granted. Don't feel like that, okay, I don't care, I have to get back to work and this is not important, because it is, and it is the most important thing in your life. So appreciate it enough. And once you start doing that, you'll all feel happy, and you'll all feel content in your life, and that's success. And that is something that we all live our life for. And once you start being happy, you're a successful man, you are a successful woman, and you don't have to feel that success is far, far away because you're not a millionaire, because that's not what success is. Happiness is success, and figure out what makes you happy, be grateful for it, and that's it. It's done. It's as simple as you make it and as complicated as you make it. It's up to you to decide how you want to live your life and how you want to take the moment and what do you want to make out of it. So you are the one in charge of your life. Take charge and live your life the way you want to. And take this time that the pandemic has given all of us to reevaluate how you were living your life. Take this time to understand the things that you were missing and the things that are important in your life, and figure out a way to start doing them more often, and figure out a way to start being grateful for them, because those are the important things. And no one is really getting younger here. No one is getting to relive the moments that are gone. So we're all getting older day by day. Time is passing, time is constant, and it's not stopping for any one of us. So don't wait for the right time. Don't wait for that one day when you'll finally start living your life. That day is now, that day is today, and make the best out of it. Don't wait, because you're not getting younger. We're only growing up, we're only living our lives. And once something is done, it's done, and you cannot go back in the past and relive those moments. So when it's happening, be present in the moment, enjoy it to the fullest, and don't miss out on your life because of certain reasons and because of certain responsibilities. And the more you grow up, the responsibilities will keep on increasing, and the responsibilities are never going to go away. So let them be, let the responsibilities be there, and obviously do the things that you have to. But remember that you're only getting to live it once, and you're not getting a replay at this or a rewind at this. You only have one chance, and you're only getting that moment once. And not a lot of us get second chances at moments, and most of us don't. So don't miss out on your life. Go live your life to the 100% and live the way you want to. And this has been a chance for you to realize that everything can change overnight. Everything can change in a single moment. So, like before the lockdown happened, a day before you didn't know that this was going to happen. A day before you couldn't have predicted that this is what is going to happen for the next 6 months or a year. And if we would have known, I don't know how we would have lived that day or a month. Like imagine if somebody would have told you that, so and so is going to happen from this to this, and this is your last week before that happens, and go live your life. And you would have done so many things that you didn't. So always remember that any moment could be that moment wherein things change. Any moment things can change. So remember that, keep that in your mind, and don't worry about it, but also don't lose the moments that you have. And everything is temporary. And I've talked about this a lot in my previous episodes also, that nothing is really permanent. Everything is temporary. So remember that bad things are temporary and they go away. But even good things go away. Even good things are temporary. And the moment that you are living right now will not be there forever. It will pass on, because time changes, time moves on, and time doesn't stop for anybody. And that's something that you can take either way. Like the good thing about that is that when we were in the lockdown and when we were sad about missing out on so many things and we were craving for so many things, it passed on, and now we're somewhere wherein we're getting to see a lot of people and we're getting to see our friends again bit by bit, and we're all moving forward, and that time did pass. So yes, time will pass and bad moments will go away, but even the good ones will pass, and you have to make the best of it when it's happening. So I feel the takeaway from this episode is that define what is success for you. Understand that what is important for you, what makes you happy, and how you want to make your life happy and content, and what are those things that are important in your life, and how do you want to make the best of the life you have. So that's one. The second is that be present, be in that moment, give your 100%, do it now. Don't wait for 40 years to do something. Do it now. All you have is now, and you cannot rewind, you cannot forward, you cannot do anything about it. So just be present in the moment and live 100%. Give your 100% to every single moment. Enjoy every bit of it. And the third and one of the most important things is to be grateful. To be thankful of the fact, grateful of the fact that you have so many things and you already have a lot of things that truly make you happy. You already have people that you care about, that care about you. You already have moments, and there are so many things that you can be grateful for and should be grateful for. So be grateful, be thankful, and thank everybody. Thank life enough, thank God enough for giving you the life that you're living. Be grateful for all that you have, and once you start being grateful, you'll be happy and you will be content in your life. So these are the three things that I think that you all can take away from this episode, and that's it for today's episode. And I hope that it helped you understand and it helped you re-evaluate the life you're living and re-evaluate that how you want to live your life and take charge of it. So that's it for today, and I'll see you next week in a very new episode of Life Upside Down. So stay tuned for that. So do subscribe and do follow up on the channel so that you stay tuned for all the new episodes that are coming in. And I'll see you next week. Have a great week and have a great day.